So, moving along in our simple reading of this story of Rabbi Nachman, story number 2, says after this, if you have the book, which mine looks like this, but this is the name of the book. I don't know, maybe it looks like it's coming up backwards. I don't know. It's called Im Pirush Nare Aparsamon. Anyway, if anybody would like a copy of this, please contact me because I do have extra copies. Okay, so it's Achar Kach Amar Lechem Shetekabed Oisach B'Yayin Tov Nifla Ma'od. This is after she has met these armed robbers. They wanted to kill the girls, but instead of that, they said, why don't we match up? There's 12 of you, 12 of us, and we'll all get married together. We have so much money, you wouldn't believe it. שיש לך בספינה שאין מסתפקת בנו, רק הוא תומון אצלו עד יום שיזמן לו Hashem Yisbarach, she's zivug shalah. So she tells him there's a tremendous treasure on top of the boat, in the boat, and it's only available at the time that there's going to be a wedding. So she said, let's all have a drink. So she gives us a wine, b'shnei Asa Gavim. Each one of them had a special cup for each one of them. So she said, each one of you has a drink from each one of the 12. So they drank from it, they got drunk, and they fell. So now to the other girls, she said to them, each one of them has to kill her husband. It's kind of right. They killed every single one of them. So they saw that these men had attained a tremendous amount of treasure, that no king ever had that much money. So he said like this, listen, we're not going to take anything out of copper or brass. We're not going to take any silver. We're only going to take gold. And also jewels. So they threw away everything that wasn't important enough. But they load up all of the boat, and tremendously with all the treasures, different kinds of gold, different kinds of jewels that they found there. But they decide like this: let's not wear women's clothes anymore. Let's change our clothes. We're going to just look like men. The Safrach of the big days, so they sewed for themselves men's clothes, Malvushe Ashkenaz, and they want to look Ashkenaz, they want to look German. V'halchu im hasvina. Let's see what Rav Schick is going to say about that. V'hayom b'hayom, so the day came, v'hoye melech echad zachein, there was an old king. V'hoye lo ben yachid, he had a single son. V'hisio so he married the son off. Umaser malchuso devino. When he did that, he gave him the whole kingdom. So then the Ben Melech, who's now the king, he says, listen, I'm going to start traveling with my wife, Biyam, on the sea, so that we could get used to the air in the sea. So maybe you never know that there's going to be some reason why we're going to have to run away, and when we do that, we'll know how to run away on the sea. So he took his wife, with all the princes from the kingdom, and they went out, and they went out on the boat, and they were out there, and they were having a tremendous party, and really enjoying it. It became a really big-time party. So then he said, let's take all our clothes off. So this son of this king, who is now the king, so they only had very light, like shirts. That's all they were wearing. And then they strengthened themselves, and we're gonna have a contest, and we're gonna go up to the top of the mast of the boat. So he fortified himself. This king, who was actually the son of the king, who became the king, he's going to fortify himself, and he's going to go up under the top of the mast. So she, now meanwhile, we're back to the daughter of the emperor. She came with the girls, with the boat, and she saw this other boat out there. But the Chila B'Choysa Yara, the Hiskara, at the beginning, she was afraid to get close to it because she's already had 2 bad experiences, or maybe 3, and she didn't want to do it. So Achakach Nisbechu Katzaz, but then she agreed a little bit that she would go there. So she saw they were having a big party. And then she realized that they're having a big party. There were men and women there, and they weren't thieves, and they weren't pirates, and they weren't going to steal all their things. So she decided that she was going to get a little closer. Amabas Kesa the Rabosecho. So the daughter of the emperor said to her girlfriends, Ani Yechola the Hapil as Osacha Kareach the Sochayam. Now, what is she talking about? We said that the king, that is the son of the king who became the king, she sees that he's trying to get up on top of the mast, and he did it. She says, I'm going to show you that I can bring him down, cause him to fall off of the, into the sea. And she called him a bald-headed man, because he was bald. He had no hair on his head. Amalo, so they said to her, how's it possible for you to do that? Hello, but we're very far away from them. How could you cause them to come down? I have a glass that can burn things. Using that, I can bring him down. Now, what could possibly be the metaphor for what they're saying over here? But I'm not going to cause him to fall until he gets to the very top of the mast. Because if he's at the middle, that when he falls, then he's going to fall into the boat itself. But when he gets up to the rosh of the mast, the head of the mast, so then when he falls, yipol the sochayam, he's going to fall into the sea. Himtino al al rosh hatoran, so she waited to him until he got up to the top of the mast. Mamish v'lokoch hazukukish is sort of neged achama. So this is a thing where you take it and you bend it, as you've seen, is to bend the light into the sun. Of v'kivan neged mocho, and she extended the light so that the piercing rays of the light and the reflection should go towards his brain. Until his brain split open. The novel the Socha Yam, and he fell into the sea. I guess he was dead. But Kevin Sharosh and Naflo, so then the people that were on the boat, they had this big party, they saw that the king just, he fell into the ocean. The Nasach of Bisham Rash Gadol, there was a tremendous commotion. So if they said, if the king is dead, how are we able to go back? So they said, let's come near, let's bring him near to the boat. And they said, Ulai Yesham Eza Doctor, because they saw there was another boat out there. So they said, let's go to the other boat. Maybe the other boat has got a doctor on the boat. So they should give him some advice and figure out things. Now they came next to the other boat. Which boat is that? That's the boat that the daughter of the emperor, who now looks like a man, with the other girls, who all look like men, are there. And they said to them, so he says, listen, don't be afraid of us. We're not going to do anything to you. They asked him, maybe you have a doctor who can give us some advice on what to do over here. So they told the whole story. There was a big party, and then the king fell into the sea. So she said, look, take him out of the ocean, out of the water. So they went out, they found him, and they bring him in. So she took the dofek biyado. She took a special a probe in her hand, and she said, "Look, his brain is burnt." The kardo hamoach. So what did they do? They broke open his head, or they tore open his head. They saw that it's true. He had a burnt brain, and they were very, very upset, very confused. So they said, please, come with us back to the king, to the kingdom. V'tihia, a doctor, and you'll be a doctor by us. Etzel HaMelech, you'll be the king's doctor now. V'tihia chashuva gedola ma'od, and you'll be tremendously impressive to him, and they'll give you great honors. V'lo ratzah, but she didn't want to. And then a doctor, she says, I'm not really a doctor. Rakshi Yodas Stam Devarim Alalu, but it's just that I know these kind of things. So what happened? She caused this son of the king was the king to fall off. She burnt his brain. She brought him back, and they all say that, you're the most wonderful thing in the world. You come be our doctor. She said, I'm not a doctor. They didn't want that. So they didn't want to go back to where they came from. They didn't want to go back. So the two boats are traveling together. So they understood like this, that they're thinking, well, his wife is here. That is the king, the son of the king, who was up on the Torah on the mast, fell down, he died, he got his brain burned. He had a wife there. So he says, wouldn't it be a good thing if they would marry this doctor who's so smart? Remember, this is actually the daughter of the emperor. That would be such a good thing if he, that is, I think it's a he, should marry up with the queen, because then you would have something really great. So now they wanted their queen, who is the wife of the king who dies. Shatisa as a doctor, shehi be'emes a bas keser shechoyim savum. So, like I said, they wanted to have this marriage, which all this confusion that she should marry the daughter of the emperor looks like a man and a doctor. Savurim shehi doctor machmas shiyada b'chachmasa shenisra b'moch, because she knew she had such a brain that she understood that his brain had been burnt. And they understand she's a genius. Shall ben hamelech shenafel canal. So this is the king whose brain was burned. Jiyahu melech shalachem, and then this doctor will become their king. Vesa melech shalachem yahargo. So then what they'll do? What did the old melech? They'll kill him. They'll make her the melech. She'll marry the queen, and everything will be baked. But it's so convoluted. But they said like this, we can't really say this over to the queen. Shehi tisa doctor, that she should marry a doctor. But on the other hand, the queen was looking and she saw that this doctor is really special. So she said, you know what, it would be good if I married him. So but she was afraid about what would happen when they came back to their country. So they were afraid that the country itself would not want this doctor to be their king. So they decided they're going to make parties. So there's what they're going to do. They make a party, and while everybody's drinking and have a good time, that they would be able to start talking. So they made every prince, every different group would have a party. So then they had a party for the doctor. So she gave him some of the wine that she had there, and they all got drunk. So when they were all in love, feeling very good, the princess said, "Ma yafa choyesha malka tisa as a doctor. Wouldn't it be a really good thing if the queen would marry this doctor?" The doctor says, "Yafa ma'od choyerak im choyem bedabrim zos bilti pashasui." He says, "You know what? I would go along with it, but the fact is, you guys are all drunk." And the fact that you're drinking like this, and you think it's a good idea now, so she says, I don't want to make a deal if you're all drinking. So the queen also said the same thing. As a doctor, and she says, look, I wouldn't mind marrying the doctor. It would be a really good thing. But she only wanted that the country should think it's a good idea. So now we have this they're going around slowly kind of way to try to make this shit up. Hey, Shiv Shani's the doctors of the doctor actor a second time. Yafa ma'od koya rock im koya medabrim themselves bilti pashasui. The main thing is, you want to do this, I don't want to have it with a mouth that's been drinking. Okay? So the queen, what she want, She wants the kingdom, to be happy with the shidduch. And what does the doctor want? The doctor wants that the doctor wants that they should be able to do this deal when nobody's been drinking. No, they woke up from their drunkenness. So they all agreed that they would. Excuse me, they were all embarrassed. Let me see. I'm sorry, I got distracted. This is when they got up from the drunkenness. They remembered the princess remembered that what they had said. And they were very embarrassed by themselves. That they said such a thing, that this queen should marry this doctor. Hello, he gam kain ba'atzma amrazo. So she also said the same thing. He gam kain is baisha. She was also embarrassed in front of them. Hello gam haim amrazo. So that they said the same thing. They're all saying the same thing. So they started talking about it. The Niskan Benechem came to this im hadakter. So first they said they were embarrassed that they brought it up. She said that, they said that, but in the end they started talking about it, and they said, you know what, it'd be a good thing, let her marry the doctor. V'halchu lebedidasam, and they went to their country. So when they saw the ship, the people of the country saw the ship coming. Everybody was very happy. Gizezman Rav Shaholok Ben Melech lived such a long time that the son of the king, who was the king, that he was gone for so long below Yado Heichanu, and they didn't know where he was. Melech Hazachin Kavar Meis B'Terem Biasam, and the king, that was the father of the young son, had already died, and there was nobody to run the country. Achakach Rosh Ben Melech Shuhu Melech Shalachem Enenu, and then they saw, wait a minute, he's not around. Where is he? So it says, where is our king? Call Hamasa, how is he dead? Unfortunately, the old king is dead, now the young king is dead. But then they've already decided who's going to be the next king. It's going to be this doctor, and this doctor is going to be the king. And we're very, very happy that a new king has now come. That is this daughter of the emperor who looks like a man. She's now going to be the king. And she says that she's going to announce that everybody that can be found any place in the world, wherever they are, ger or reach, whether they're a stranger, they're foreigners, or they're guests, he said, or somebody that's running away, or someone who's been sent away, that they should all come to the wedding. Shalom. Ish mechem lo yihi ne'eder. Nobody should be left out. And they should get tremendous that she's going to get tremendous gifts from all these people. So Batziva, that is this daughter of the emperor, who's now the doctor, who's now the king, she asks saviv kol ha'ir minus, so that she should put wells around all the city. So that if anybody is on the way and they get thirsty, so they shouldn't have to be suffer to find something to drink, that everybody should find a well. But Siva, the tzayir tzuraso etzel kol ma'ayin, and so she said also, here's what I want you to make a portrait of me, take that portrait and put it by every single well, so that people can see me. The v'sham the shomrim yishmruch be'im sheyavo echad v'nistakel b'yoser al tzura v'ya'asa roa upon him. So you see, like this. Also, she wants to appoint that there will be certain guards that will be near there, be looking at, let's say, like their agents. That's a better word. And they'll be looking at the wells, and they'll see if somebody comes by and is looking at it much too long, and they start to see that this person has some kind sort of a bad look on his face. So that they should take him and capture him. So now then came from all the whole world these three. Who are they? Who are the three that came? The Hainu ben Amelech Harishon, Shuha Hasan Emes, that is the son of the original king way, way back when, who is really her true fiance, Shalbasa Keser Hazos, of the fiance of this, of Vein HaSeicher. And now remember that the first one was the son of the great merchant. He also came. V'chamelech Viruhu, and also the king that was deposed as a result, Gam Cain al Yada, because she ran away when he was supposed to be able to marry her. So each one of them recognized her face. That is, once again, it's the fiance, it's the merchant who tried to marry her, and it's the king who also wanted to marry her and gave it 11 girls to go with her. V'Yistaklav and Nizkav and Itztairos, they all looked at it, and they were all in pain that they saw that this is going to be the king, that I lost her, and all this. But Tafsol B'Tfisa, and then they were captured. Okay, that's the lesson for today. We're trying to get into this regular crazy story as we go on, and we'll try to see later, we'll try to get through it, Mitzvah Shem, the next time, and we'll see what actually is the secret of this story.